1 year can sometimes be a long time in tech, and if you're in the US, that is just how long you've been waiting for an up-to-date OnePlus 6T, but is the 7T worth the wait? Thanks for watching 9to5 Google on YouTube. Be sure to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then enable notifications with the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Arguably the biggest changes between the two handsets is, of course, the external hardware. The design retains a familiarity but also introduces some key new tech that might have you glancing at the 7T's direction, even if you do already have the OnePlus 6T. We've got to talk about that display, which for me is the start of the show. Going from 60 to 90Hz really feels like a quantum leap, and while the 6T display is not bad, side by side it really does suffer. Something to also note is that while do both have flat displays, the 6T does have soft curves at the edges, whereas the 7T has a completely flat display with no soft curves. For me, the feel under the thumb is exponentially better on the 7T. That taller shape is also noticeable too. The new aspect ratio is to blame, but overall the main hardware differences are very incremental, but also very welcome. Because the 7T does come with a slightly bumped chipset and higher refresh rate display, and that faster storage on top, you will expect performance differences to be massive, but in actuality that isn't the case in my experience. Honestly, this 6T manages to stay within a step of the 7T, but that isn't too much of a surprise given the Snapdragon 845 chipset is still a top performer. The UFS 3.0 storage does make a difference when loading apps from cold, but when in RAM, everything feels just as fast. For longevity purposes, the 7T will no doubt be more desirable, but Oxygen OS still runs like a dream on the 6T. Obviously the 7T does come with the latest Android 10 build, which adds some neat new tricks, but most of those will actually come to the 6T in the next few months, and would imagine will cut the gap a tiny bit further. I will say though that the in-display fingerprint reader is far superior on the 7T, but that is thanks to a combination of better software and improved hardware. I often wonder, will you notice a massive performance difference between the two phones day to day? I would have to say no, but there are definite minor speed and performance boosts on the newer model. While the camera performance on the 6T is competent, it falls way short of what the 7T is capable of, and this is where I think you'll see the biggest boosts. Going from that small double camera setup to the triple camera nodule nets you more photographic options, and the end result is far superior in almost all regards. You can instantly see this improvement in sharpness, and then the ultra-wide angle addition gives you another dimension if you want to take images in tight spaces or nice wide shots in landscape. If photography and videography are important to you, then the upgrades in this area alone are enough to warrant making a switch in my opinion. Now the extra battery capacity at 3800mAh versus 3700mAh is good, but clearly the 90Hz display takes its toll on the 7T. The 6T wins out in the battery longevity stakes, even despite the smaller battery. I'm not sure how that will alter if you do lower the refresh rate to 60Hz, but then again I'm thinking, why would you do such a thing? In my experience, I've seen a much greater screen on time return from the 6T, but that's not to say the 7T is bad, it's just more on the average set of the scale. When topping up though, the new Warp Charge 30T destroys the OnePlus 6T's fast charger. It kind of makes up for the slightly dipped battery life when you can top up nearly 30% faster, although it is disappointing that neither have wireless charging. So that's why I would consider the main core differences between the now 12-month-old 6T and the new OnePlus 7T. Personally though, if I were a OnePlus 6T owner, I would suggest holding out a little longer, as it really is still an amazing phone. You can tell that this is the case just by where OnePlus has improved the 7T. The base experience is almost identical, and with Android 10 on the way, I think that gap will close slightly more. Although if you were disappointed that the OnePlus 7 didn't make it to US shores, the OnePlus 7T is more than worth the wait. If you do have an older OnePlus device and aren't determined to keep the headphone port, then I think the 7T is a no-brainer. If you're a 6T owner looking to upgrade, let us know in the comments section below why you're going to do so, or just in general, let us know how you feel about the latest OnePlus 7T. But as always, this is Damien with 9to5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.